Our colleagues at Oklahoma Educational Television have been following their story, and correspondent Bob Sands reports on the resilience of the community.
Nearly every home in Fallas suffered some sort of damage from the Sunday tornado. While attention is focused on the relief effort in Moore, those who live in the rural Lincoln County community are finding help from family, friends, and in many cases, total strangers. David and Cheryl Warwick's home suffered damage and their property is a mess. They have had lots of help cleaning it up.
This is a real close-knit area, and there's been tons of people up and down the road offering help and bringing water, offering food.
Just down the road, the tornado destroyed Alan and Becky Buchanan's home of 13 years, along with all their other buildings on their property. Like it did for the Warwicks, help came quickly.
Oh my God, our phones, we just ringing off the hook. I mean, voicemails, emails. I mean, it's almost impossible to even answer the phone.
There's actually some guys out there now cleaning out the shop.
Yeah, we don't even know who they are. Who is that?
That guy is Jason Schaefer, who lives a couple of miles from the Buchanans.
They needed help. Just what us country boys do, I guess.
Schaefer says the tornado just missed his home, so he felt the need to help those the storm did not miss, and he expects nothing in return for his help.
Give glory to God. That's all we got to do. We'll do what we can, clean this mess up.
Healthcare even showed up in the form of the Lincoln County Health Department, ready with tetanus shots, and that included Jason.
Okay, so you're that old.
Standing in what was left of the Buchanan kitchen, the family remains thankful for what they do have and where they live.
I'm glad to be in Oklahoma today. Even though, one day it's hot, one day it's cold, one day it's, tornado weather.
A few miles away in the Kearney Senior Center, the Red Cross has set up operations. A small army of volunteers is serving 3 meals a day. Volunteers are smoking burgers, hot dogs, and slabs of pork with all the fixings.
A lot of the people you see out here are workers that have come out, as well as the people that have been affected by this particular disaster.
Craig Buchanan is the site director of the Kearney Red Cross relief effort. He says it's another example of Oklahomans helping Oklahomans.
Community outpouring has just been amazing. The amount of people that are helping each other, the churches, groups, the Kiwanis, all the other spontaneous volunteers.
On a normal day, John Arnold runs an outdoor advertising company, but he's found a new purpose for some of that billboard material.
I went to my shop, I loaded up a bunch of vinyls that came off billboards, which make heavy-duty tarps.
With all the roof damage in Fallas, Kearney, and other areas, Arnold knew those vinyls would come in handy. So after that first load, he went back for more.
The guy asked me if I could bring another load back up today, so I went to the shop, loaded them up. I've got about 30 or 35 out in the truck. It makes me be proud to be from Oklahoma, to be part of this spirit.
The Sunday tornado nearly destroyed the Steelman Estates mobile home park near Shawnee. 2 lives were lost and many people were injured. Farron Davis runs D&D truck sales and service in Oklahoma City, but on this day, he is the primary supplier of hot meals to those who remain in the park and the people cleaning up.
We missed our business by a mile, missed our farm by a mile, so we thought we better go take care of everybody else.
And Davis is passing out more than just hot meals.
We try to give them a little money if we know they tore their house down, where they can go get them a room, or we can try to give them a $100 bill if their house is down. And maybe they can get a good meal and a room or something out of the deal.
There is still a sense of hope in Steelman Estates, a sense bolstered by the discovery of a survivor that spent 3 days under the debris. Michelle Hoke found him as she searched the wreckage of her home.
I went to go reach for something and I saw fur. I moved something else and all of a sudden he moved, and I moved enough stuff and saw that it was my neighbor's dog, yelled for help, and we got him out.
Saber had several injuries. You could see the stress of being buried on his face. He was dirty and very thirsty. From the smoker, Farron sent over some of his grilled hamburgers, Saber's first food in 3 days. Nearby, another family was going through the ruins of their home as 2 young boys waited anxiously to see what they would find. For Caleb, the day got much better with the discovery of his baseball bag. As in many places across Oklahoma, there was spontaneous prayer reaching out for the strength to keep going forward.
Reverend Greason is making his return to Oklahoma City, where he was a pitcher for the Oklahoma City Indians in 1952 and 53. This year also marks the 60th anniversary of when Greason broke the color barrier in professional sports in Oklahoma City.
I don't know how you want to describe me, but they said I was the first black to play with the Indians. I came in the middle of 1952 after leaving the Marines. Played with some great ball players, especially in the Puerto Rican League. I was on a team in 1954 that had Bob Thurman playing left field, Willie Mays center field, Roberto Clemente in right field. The first game that I pitched for Oklahoma City was really great for me and had a good overhand curveball. Yeah, I threw strikes pretty good. We always remember, we didn't look at the color. All we were concerned about was playing baseball. The owner, he told them, disregard this color. I brought a ball player whom I believe can help our team. Treat him like you do the rest of them. I was given a gift by God. Nobody taught me how to play. Didn't teach me how to throw different pitches. It was something, and I try to tell youngsters, once you find out you have a gift, use it, develop it, learn all you can about it, and then use it. That's what I did.
In business today from the Journal Record, Oklahoma has one of the highest percentages in the nation of people unaffiliated with banks. That's according to a newly released FDIC survey. Roughly 34% of Oklahomans are unbanked or underbanked, meaning they may have a checking or savings account but routinely use alternative financial services such as non-bank money orders or payday loans. That percentage has increased since 2009. Heavy construction and maintenance work will soon begin at Oklahoma's military bases, thanks to a bill approved last week by the Senate Defense Committee. The bill includes roughly $71 million for work on hangars and fuel distribution centers at Tinker Air Force Base, as well as maintenance and construction projects at Altus Air Force Base. The bill is now awaiting a vote before the full Senate. Nearly 40% of Oklahoma's total general revenue comes from federal aid. That's according to a new report by independent research group, the Tax Foundation. Figures were calculated by dividing each state's intergovernmental revenue into its general revenue. Oklahoma is the 14th most dependent state on federal government funding. Mississippi and Louisiana ranked first and second, with federal aid accounting for 49% and 46% of their respective revenue streams. The U.S. House of Representatives has rejected a new farm bill spearheaded by Oklahoma 3rd District Congressman Frank Lucas. The bill was voted down by Republicans who thought spending programs were too generous and Democrats who opposed big cuts to the food stamp program. A Senate farm bill is still awaiting a hearing on the House floor. Oklahoma Department of Corrections Justin Jones is resigning. Jones started working for the agency in 1977, working his way up until he was asked to run the agency in 2005. During his tenure, Jones worked to increase prison staff and offer rehabilitation programs to inmates. Jones recently upset lawmakers who wanted to put more state inmates in private prisons. Legislators pointed to a revolving fund and large budget requests by Jones as suspicious, though the agency denies any wrongdoing. Oklahomans are earning more college degrees, but still not enough to keep up with demand. A new report shows that in 2011, 33% of working-age adults in Oklahoma held 2- or 4-year degrees. While that's an improvement over previous years, it's still short of what is needed to fill the 57% of jobs that will require higher education by the year 2018. The report ranked Oklahoma 42nd overall in the nation for adults with college degrees. New numbers released by Sooner polls show a majority of Oklahomans support mandatory tornado shelters for public schools in the state. The poll showed that nearly 90% of Oklahomans would approve such legislation, with 44% saying such a program should be financed by an increase in the state sales tax. The poll went on to show that a thin majority opposed making storm shelters mandatory in new homes.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are 4 of the nicest youngsters we've ever had on our stage. The Beatles, bring them on!
And we are here to see Paul McCartney. Who else? Perfect person for Tulsa, especially in a time when, you know, Oklahoma is hurting, and he's here to lift us up and to brighten our spirits.
I wanna hold your hand. I wanna hold your hand. I wanna hold your hand.
So I saw the Beatles when I was 16 in St. Louis, and my mom and dad took me because they were afraid I'd run away and do something crazy. And my mom sat with me, and my dad got nervous and bought a scalper ticket and ended up right behind us. And they were $5. And I'll never forget it.
Like we'd like to sing another one off the same LP. This one's called All My Loving.
He was screaming and yelling and crying, and I was doing it too. I just, you know, it was crazy. Now I sing and listen a lot more. Yeah, I do scream a little bit though.
Original 1964 pressing. Just hopefully I can get him to sign it nice and big right there. I've been a fan since I was like 7 or 6, and then it's just grown and became a monster. Like I've got all their CDs and probably listen to them on a daily basis.
We got 3 generations right here.
So who's the biggest fan, you or your mom or?
Oh, I'm the biggest fan here out of all these people, by far.
You better argue with that.
He's the one who wrote the songs, and he's like the main Beatle.
Rock Show is the name of the movie that's out right now. It played at the Circle Cinema, and it's of the 1976 tour, which was the first time Paul and Wings toured America. That was my very first Paul McCartney concert.
Rock Show. See the Beatles classics.
I'm hoping that he sees my sign, and I'd like a thumbs up. And I also maybe might get an autograph. That would be awesome.
We're from Moore, Oklahoma. Me and my daughter Paige here. We lost our house, or part of it, in the tornado down there. So we got down in the shelter. She covered the 2 cats. I covered her, and I got out and looked around and found my 2 McCartney tickets that I had hidden. I said, yes, life is good. So I can live without the furniture, everything else, as long as I had my daughter okay and had my 2 McCartney tickets. We're doing good, so we made it. So there's no way we're going to miss this show.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be.